With the IGF quickly closing upon us like a rabid paparazzi on a wardrobe malfunction, what do you want? I live in LA. We're taking a look this time at one of the finalists for the Technical Achievement Award, Perspective. This first-person puzzler, platformer, I'm sure you can slam in a few extra words in there for good measure, actually comes from a rather esteemed group of developers from DigiPen who have worked on games such as Noose, The Fourth Wall, and Nitronic Rush, just to name a few. And if you haven't played any of those titles, you really should. Links are below for you to start downloading and force these games upon your friends and loved ones. I mean, that's why they hang around you, right? It's not for your bubbly personality. Perspective puts you behind the wheel of two characters. You never get to see the first character since you interact with the world through his or her eyes. The second character, however, this little blue guy, traverses the level while the first character freezes in place. And it's the switching of controls between the characters that gives this game that certain flair. The perspective of the first character creates the world of the second. It may seem a bit complicated at first, but as long as you understand that blue is good and orange is bad, you shouldn't have any problems following along. Here we have an example of not being able to get over this gap. The space is way too far and that orange ceiling is way too low. Now check out what happens when we move behind this cube and give our little friend something to walk on. See? He makes it across even though the cube lies somewhere in the middle of the room and he's still attached to the wall. In perspective, we find that death isn't a punishment, only a second chance to do the right thing the first time. The ability to explore, try out new ideas, and just mess up without any lasting consequences makes it a pleasure to jump into any level, even if you have no idea where to begin. Perspective takes on the world a step at a time, with each new arcade machine bringing a slightly tougher challenge or a lesson you need to learn before you move on. In this room, for example, we learn, as in real life, size really does matter, as you'll need to shrink and expand the world around our blue hero by moving closer and further away from him. Subsequent puzzles add on to these little lessons, as you'll often find tricks in one room carry over to the next. The rooms I'm showing you now are mostly the easier ones that you'll hit at the beginning. Don't worry folks, they get way harder. Where perspective lacks in story, it makes up for character. You walk around in the former shell of an 80s arcade, complete with posters and soda-soaked carpet that you can practically feel your Converse sticking to. As an added touch, each of the posters shows off a different fake game named after one of the levels in this mind rush. The music itself wraps this puzzler in a mysterious orchestrated synth that will keep you slightly off kilter, but never get in the way of the game itself. An hour or so of total gameplay will have you clamoring for more, but really, what more could you ask for in a free game? Everything from jumping animation to the incredible twist in the end will have you pushing this on your friends in no time. Because as someone's once told you before, that's really all you're good for. Make sure to check back to this channel for more IGF finalist videos.